Hello everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyayifunda incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo le incwadi esuke sizifundile sixoxela laba phela abangenaso isikhathi sokuthi bazifunde nalaba futhi abanqena ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizoxoxa ngaloko kusuke kwenzekile kuma shows, senza ama reviews or ama recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma ngama issues nje asuke evelile nkathi siwabuka lama shows kwe TV. Namhlanje nake senza ishow yethu esiyithanda kakhulu ebizwa ngokuthi Umnakwethu. Happily ever after. Let's not forget, because this is not just Umnakwethu, this is Umnakwethu happily ever after. I think the idea got happily ever after. Someone was asking, so why is it happily ever after? Because they're not happy. I think they really got that idea from Ilokuzana. If you do watch my American shows, from 90 Day Fiance, because in 90 Day Fiance they did a 90-day fiance, and then they also have 90-day fiance happily ever after, which doesn't necessarily mean that the couples are happy. It just means that we want to see what happens after the initial introduction. Yeah, bokuthina. So it's the same thing eyenzeka la Umnakwethu happily ever after, because honestly asikakababona abantu abahappy. Kusabantu nje who are trying to figure things out when it comes to isithembu. Lezi ithembu lezi za introduce lana. Okay, mayiqala ke i-episode yethu sibona ke the fan favorites. We just love to hate Lokuzana Dulas. It's like uyadina, but at the same time we want to see him on the show. Before ngiqale ngoDulasi, well, I did do a video ekhuluma ngendaba ukuthi uMashelembe has allegedly quit the show and she's not going to be on the show. I really think ukuthi when they started filming the show, they were under the impression that they were going to be able to film uMashelembe, which is the reason why beqalile ba filma uLokuzana uLanga and uMasithole, but uMashelembe never really showed up for the scenes. But watch that video to see what happened, because apparently she quit. So now I think because of that, I mean, they had to let go of that idea, because honestly, if we're going to see uLokuzana uLanga no Masithole, it's not gonna be the same. We want to know how they are doing, because mostly we are interested in uMashelembe. uMasithole besofuna ukumbona in relation to uMashelembe. So she quit. So I think bayabakhipha, because in this episode azange sibabone, and they're introducing abantu abasha. Honestly, I think this season compared to other season, it's going to be a little bit boring. Sizoyibuka out of loyalty, because if you remove a cast member that people are most interested in, it changes Ilokuzana, it changes indlela enjoy ngayo ukuyibuka ishow. Also lana second to uLokuzana uLanga noMashelembe noMasithole, we have uDulas, which people also wanna see ukuthi kwenzekani. uDulas on the other hand, awumazi uswenzani, akuna storyline when it comes to uDulas. Awazi ukuthi uMadlamini kwenzekani ngaye, which is the person that originally he came on the show with. uMadlamini asikakamboni. We've seen uMamhlongo, but nakhona angi-understand kwenzekani ngoMahlongo. Are they together, are they not? And then uMashozi, and then we saw a new girlfriend. Go all over the place when it comes to Dulas. And then it looks like the main cast members lana is going to be uLokuzana uqondanisa with uSlibe noLokuzana Menosithoko, and the potential number 3. And then there's going to be Mbenje. Now Mbenje is like we're seeing the same thing every week. Like Mzansi Magic, can we just move on now? Can we see other things, like plan a trip for these ladies, plan a spa day for these ladies? I don't know how far apart they are from each other, because ngasabanye umunye ulega amaphumulo omunye ulega kuphi, but find a way to put these women together, and maybe we can see some drama or something. But yeah, it looks like it's not going to be as exciting as other seasons, the first season that we saw on Happily Ever After. So I'm concerned, but I will still watch the show out of loyalty because things are going to book. So lapho mayiqala ke show siya laphayana on the side kaDulas uMamhlongo is just after uDulas kade fikile ngemoto. I knew ukuthi ene uMamhlongo will sort of change your mind after sebona ukuthi ene uDulas uthenga imoto. After Dulas, I knew that, and I think uDulas knew what he was doing ukuthi eze laphayana kaMamhlongo with imoto, because apparently Lona didn't know ukuthi uthenga imoto, and ngathi imoto entsha ngoba it doesn't even have ilokhuzana number plates. I didn't see that ngalalang, so she realizes ukuthi it must be a new car. I don't know, it didn't look new to me. Maybe it's new because it's new like uyithengile, maybe as a second hand, I don't know. It didn't look new to me, but it's still a big achievement for him to be able to buy a car, which means ukuthi impilo zabo they are improving in some way. I'm still wondering if Mzansi Magic pays only the husbands here, because it looks like impilo is improvising my husband, but I will still watch and see. They're very secretive about their ukuthi babakhokhela malini abantu baba, hayi ubheka uzuthule online, awuyithole leyo information. So ke it's after Dulas kade fikile and she's talking to her cousin uThoba usithembile, I think it's a cousin, and bakhuluma ngayo leyo nto ukuthi uDulas sihlanya ngempela ngavela ngene nje lana. Listen, emakhaya i-boyfriend ayivele nje kulukutu ngemoto lokhuzene egcekeni. Futhi ke being i-boyfriend engathandi ngoba uyazi ukuthi akafuna laphayana kaMhlongo. I don't know what he was thinking, but ke ubefuna indlela ukuthi azotsaka ngemoto, and I guess he did. And I like ilokhuzane conversation kaMamhlongo benolokhuzane benosithembile. I think Utsembele was just to get it to say, listen, we can say whatever we want to say, like Kaya or Simtando Dulas or whatever, but what does your heart say when it comes to him? Which was a really good question. I thought it was a very good question, and it's a matured question to ask. Yes, yeah, we are better. Like Kaya, he was not supposed to, and he's done a lot of things wrong, but because and akacacisanga kahle kahle lokhuzana uMamhlongo ukuthi ithini inhliziyo, but judging from her face and uthambile when it comes to it look like uyathamba. She's becoming softer when it comes to uDulazi, so I feel like bazobuyelana. Honestly, I do feel like lokhuzana bazobuyelana benolokhuzana benoDulas, and it might help them on the show as well ukuthi storyline sabo will be better, because then uDulas, if he only has uMashozi, we haven't seen her too. Where is Umashozi? And if he only has that girlfriend that we see on the faces, that we all of us, or was I the only one who's not interested in her because akazi simbone, so asazi kwenzani impilo yakhe asikho interested again, asifuna la bese sibabona. So I think mayingabuyi uMamhlongo mhlawumbe that storyline will be interesting for them, and they might be able to maintain ilokhuzana their jobs to the next season. But if kuhamba ngendlela ekuhamba ngayo manje, then I don't see what's any how are we going to move forward with Let's Templates, yeah. And then yes, yeah, hamba futhi silaphayana any day. I like ukuthi Mzansi Magic gives us places ukuthi nebakuphi la nabase any day laphayana okamazibuko usili benolokhuza egobela wakhe bahleli bakuphi egcekeni, and sort of having a picnic esegcekeni. It was just a chilled, bahleli lapha egcekeni, there's drinks and snacks lana, bahleli phansi, bayakhuluma ke lana. Shuthi ukamazibuko is updating ugobela wakhe. It sounds like ubevele lona ake amtshele about what's happening in her personal life, and she says ukuthi uyakuthanda ukukhuluma nogobela wakhe because umuntu ozoku-advise, but angekaza kuphoqa ukuthi uwenze lento I show you nanokuthi, and she's always going to say what she thinks, and whatever decision you make angekaza akujudge with that. So it's like umuntu alright ukuthi akwazi ukukhuluma naye, ukhuluma ngendaba kaqondanisa ke, and ukhuluma ngendaba kaNamatu yamtshela ukuthi hayi phela sekuno number 3 and what not. Uqale ngokuthi wahamba wayomitha with uMamchunu and discovered ukuthi sekuno number 3. Shows ugobela number 3. Ugobela uyasho ukuthi kodwa ngakutshela ukuthi yabo njengoba nawe uthathwa as number 2 kahle kuzophinda kuthathwa omunye futhi. Ugobela even said ukuthi yazi kahle kahle umuntu that I feel sorry for lana uMamchunu. ngoba phela imagine ukuthi kulethwe abantu lana kulethwe abantu lana, and the fact that ukuthi uqondanisa uyahluleka yinina, you know, bekusho usililo ukamazi ukuthi uqondanisa uyahluleka, even shiya mina ke, mina akangiqedi ukungilobola vele, but shiya mina uyahluleka ulokhuzana nomamchunu ukuthi enze konke okufanele kwenze when it comes to mamchunu. Now there is me, nakumina uyahluleka. Now uzothatha umuntu wesithathu, does that even make sense? Which is where ulokhuzana ugobela said ukuthi yeah, kahle kahle umuntu that I feel sorry for in this situation is umamchunu, because imagine uloku lethelwa abantu lana kanti nalomuntu lo doesn't really do much to take care of lesithembu lesi asilethayo. Jokingly ke ugobela uyasho ukuthi kodwa ke ubonile ukuthi because she saw ilokhuzana ubonile isithombe sika number 3 uthi kodwa yinhle ke le ntombi. Maybe that's why even umamchunu le ndawo imshisana kakhulu. We really need to see this this photo sika number 3 ukuthi enele ntombazane linjani. Guys, angazi ukuthi what do they see in these guys, because if I'm watching a TV and I see uqondanisa with his wife, he's not taking care of his wife, he's not taking care of his other wife, and you know, ngimbuka lo muntu ukuthi ngisho kuthiwa muhle kanjani, he's not going to be attractive to me when this man is not taking care of his family. So angazi bona babonani kubona, but ke okay fine. Someone did say ukuthi maybe babona imali, and I did ask ukuthi does he really have that much money, and but then I thought ukuthi phela bayahola on the show, mhlawumbe babona wona lawo masente abawathola kwi show, and bese bayamlandela nake yanolo no suphethe lapha sebeneyintombi nga2. So the next one is siyalapha yana kuma Umavila. Someone corrected me because mina bengithi kaMazibuko. Listen, angazi even in real life ngiyastida isibongo saka Mazibuko nesaka Vilakazi. Angazi ngoba azicishe ngisho ukufana. Kodwa for some reason I do. Lana uMavilakazi lona bathi uphila ilokhuzana. She was supposed to be unkosikazi wesibili kaMbenje, and still there bayazikhipha nje with abangani bakhe. It's pedicure vibes. And it's a nice place lana. I didn't see the name la bekwenza khona inyawo zabo, and yeah, bathi abangani ba ulihle benothabisile bazo relax njena, but it wasn't so relaxing because they get into a conversation about ulokhuzana uMbenje. Listen, you know, Lorna, Upila, I think she's going through that thing. And when you've just gone through something and you feel like you made a mistake and you realize that you made a mistake, but because there's certain things that you were doing during that time, when that mistake, that abantu who are close to you are not happy about, and they were not able to express it. When we are you know, listen, I was stupid, I shouldn't have done that. But abantu, they still feel like they don't have closure as abantu are close to you. So they want to still talk about the issue. And when you just want to forget about it because it was just so bad. And I think Upila is going through that because they end up talking about it in the Bagambage, how she was behaving. Apparently she wasn't behaving normal, she wasn't being herself, her family was concerned. And she starts crying, honestly, she starts crying. I think it's emotional for her. Because honestly, if, I don't think it's understandable, that is something that is not fair. Imagine, I just find myself one day having done into that normally I wouldn't have done. My Mbenje manje, she's thinking, what was I thinking? Why would I? This is not even somebody that I would even like. What was I thinking? So she regrets the whole thing, but at the same time, it's not something that she did willingly. Even Mbenje. So she really just does want to forget about it. And I think at this point, she needs support. And my friends are focused on wanting to say, is it and then she feels, I really think her friends should wait a little bit and let her heal. And then maybe later on they can joke about it. I think right now it's too soon for them to be so focused on that, because I really think that right now she just wants to pass that situation. I think also when it comes to ulokhuzana, Well, I guess I do see why uMzansi Magic decided ukuthi abafake oMbenje, even though sebehlukene no Mavilakazi. But I just feel like if behlukene vele, it's not people that maybe next season we're gonna be able to follow anyway, because akusesona isithembu, akusezoba isithembu. So it's like they're just trying to put something together when it comes to laba bantu labana. So I don't know. I guess it's still interesting a little bit, because we getting to know iJenny kaMavilakazi after elokhuzile, after esephumile lapha eklisweni. And maybe usazobuyela sazi ngoba naku uMbenje naye ufuna ukuhlanganisa amakhathakhathi ukuthi ene kuphinde kulunge futhi. And yeah, but angazi noma it was a good idea ukuthi babafake nabo lana. And yeah, I guess uMavilakazi is just saying it just feels like at some point it did feel like everyone had turned their back on it. Listen, if you have a friend or a family member that you keep saying to them, listen, this is not a good decision, rethink about it. It doesn't look good, it doesn't feel good to us, and they're not doing that. Kuba nzima to be there for them. And I do understand Uma and she felt like everyone had abandoned her at some point. So it's been a lonely time for her. So that's why it was emotional for her. So I did understand that. But yeah, I also don't know how much of iJenny kaMavilakazi we're going to be able to follow. So this is really story sakhe wayedlisiwe, and now waphalaza uphumile umuthi akasafuna ukuba noMbenje. What more can she give us? I don't know how much they should be following uLokhuzana uMavilakazi, unless they have something abasicashisele yona abasazizvezela yona. And then ke bese siya laphana ke kuMbenje lapha yani sendwedwe kaMbenje ngithi sendwedwe. Ayisengikhathele ukubona uLokhuzana uMbenje emsamo. Ay akahamba ayo clean iceke or something, or sithi dining room yakwakhe abuka iTV or something, or athatha umkakhe amkhiphe or something, Mzansi Magic, can you be creative, because I'm just tired of seeing him esemsamo. Uyaphahla kuthi ukuphahla kuthethisa amadlozi ukuthi amphuce uLokhuzana. Amphuce uMavilakazi, but babevele bengamnikile abaphansi uMavilakazi, yena waphoqa isimo ukuthi amnike uMavilakazi. So it looks like uMbenje is working on iLokhuzana, is working on getting uMavilakazi back, which really is fair, because guys, I mean, I think all of us should get into a relationship free will, and ukuforcwa through imithi ukuthi uthanda umuntu, that is not akukho right ngempela, akukho right. I don't like that part of the show. I don't like it at all. I don't. But yeah, uthethisa amadlozi ukuthi bamphuca uMavilakazi fanele abuye, and uyasho ukuthi no, if amadlozi abemthanda uMavilakazi bazobuya. And then uthi I think nje isichitho lento ukuthi nawo akasangifuni waphila benginezimbangi vele. Listen Mbenje, akusisi isichitho lezi. Akusisi isichitho. Uphalazile nje kwaphuma lento yomfaka yona waba right uLokhuzana uMavilakazi. I really don't want uMavilakazi to go back to uMbenje. I wouldn't want uMavilakazi to go back to uMbenje, because I really do like iLokhuzana. I really would like for her to go back with free will. So the fact that uzobuyiswa emuthi, I really wouldn't want that. So ke yeah, ukhuluma ngaloko ukuthi kushuthi isichitho lesafakwe sona nanokuthi ube nembangi, vele uzoba nembangi. Uslay queen lo ayana ha. Yazi nje futhi mawubuka uMbenje, mawumbuka with unkosikazi wakhe uMadonca ubani uMadanca, they are uyabona ukuthi uMbenje uMadanca couple. But masubuka ulona uMavilakazi like hayi okay akube kusahlangana. So ke siphinda sibuyele lapha yana ke amaphumulo kuLokhuzana kuDulas. Hey guys, I want to see u5 room now, ngoba last week phela iwent wayothenga material. If we don't see u5 room, at least let's see material. Ngathi uhlala ngathi uDulas guys uthe uyothenga iLokhuzana, uthe uyothenga material ofike wathenga imoto ngemali. Listen, kubo kwakhiwe guys, and kwakhiwe lokho kwasemakhaya. Sometimes silindele ukuthi masithi umuntu wakhile, silindele ukuthi uyakhe stairs or indlu esakhiwo. Emakhaya indlu ingaba indlu yodaka or whatever, but indlu I think kwakhiwe kubo ngendlela yasemakhaya. So He might not see as much the need yokuthi akhe. So I'm not sitting here saying kubo kumbi fanele akhe, no, but I just feel like since he had said it on a show so that we know ukuthi abasitsheli nje amanga, he really was going to, maybe we need to see material ayithengile or something. And that is a thing ngala shows, because sometimes they forget to do ama follow ups ngento abasuke besitshele yona on one episode to the next. Why akothenga material, where is the material, did it come or not, did umakhi lo wayana wayizofika come or not, so that we do feel like it really is a reality, you know. So but uyakhuluma lapho, ukhuluma nje nomzala wakhe ngendaba kabani kama-shows, ufuna ukuthi bahambe bayomlobolela kama-shows, but futhi ufuna ukubuyelana noMamhlonge, noMamhlonge akamloboli, uthi phela kama-shows wona, so fanele alungise izinto. Noma-shows, by the way guys, asikamboni, which is a possibility, because uma-shows last time she was living kalona kaDulas. So asazi ke ukuthi ene naye what is the reason that uma-shows we haven't seen, which is a possibility, because guys, after they do a season, these people, they get a lot of, they are online, social media, it gets too much, they're online. But I remember uMamhlongo, there was a time when she did her hair, angazi le nto wayefaka ekhanda yini, and she was a meme for like weeks. So it does affect them. So partly I do understand them just decide, especially if ukuthi Mzansi Magic pays the husbands, they don't pay the wives. It makes sense for them to just decide, you know what, we're not going to do the show. This was too much. Last season was too much. I'm not gonna do it. So I don't know if my shows it's the same, because we have not seen, we do need something interesting when it comes to Dulas. Dulas thinks he's the main character in the show. He forgets because this is a show about his team. And if we keep not seeing your wives, then what is the point of us seeing you? So yeah, umasho is nice kambona, but ufuna ukuyolobola uyambuza cousin wakho ukuthi batshelile yini abanye, like abafowenu uthi ya ngeke ngabatshela laba baseGoli, but uyambuza ukuthi uready yini, uthi ya uready and all that. I don't know how uMamhlongo is gonna feel ukuthi nangu uyangincanga ukuthi sibuyelane, but then ukhuluma ngokuthi uyolobola umashows who came after me, what the hell is that? So yeah, uDulas is just all over the. I think when Udulas, honestly, I think Udulas, when the cameras show up, he thinks, okay, let me talk to my cousin. And it's like, Udulas, what are we gonna do today? Call somebody that you're gonna talk to. And then he's like, okay, let me call my cousin. Okay, so go take material. I'm like, I think he just comes up with whatever, because there's no follow up in whatever it is that is true. I think because ulokuzane looks like ulanga nama khosikazi or intombi zakhe ngoba kaloku lobolo yedwa obalobolo ngaqeda, his fiancés are not gonna be on the show. They decided to add ilokhuzana uThapsile la, uThapsile Mkhize, uThapsile naye angikhumbule as husband ngaThapsile ukuthi who it was supposed to be ilokhuzana. But I'm gonna go watch last season, that particular episode, to get the names right. uThapsile is very young, but it's le ngane le, I'm like, hey ngane hambo funde or something, hambo funa umsebenzi, go start a business or something, go start a YouTube channel or something. Like, no, like, what is she doing? I don't understand that part, especially her being so young. So she's taking out lokhuzana uma wakhe no aunt wakhe to eat, I think. And they start talking about I never thought about lento ukuthi, and a lot of the times when these people write to the show, they don't tell their parents because, listen, I'm going to be on TV. Can you imagine ekhaya sebengibona nje ku-TV, angikaze ngisho nokusho ukuthi ngizoba kwi-TV, and abazi nokuthi ngisesithembini, naki yamina ngizocelela ukuthi ngingene esithenjini ekhaya kodwa futhi abazi. You know, us being Africans, it just doesn't because first into fanele work out by families, are they going to allow you to marry someone on his thembu before baze bahamba bakucelela kunkosikazi ukuthi ube sesithenjini? I think then they do it the other way around, masebevele bekubona ku-TV usucelela ukuthi ube sesithenjini, but your family doesn't know. So I think this family lena I went through that. So uphindile masibekela is umakalo. She sounds like umama o quiet, you know. Ngathi relationship yabo nje is that relationship where uma wakho doesn't speak as much, but you have this aunt that you can talk to. So auntie kalokhuzana kaThapsi is like lo auntie that you can talk to, and your aunt advisor, aunt talkative and all that. So even when uma wakho doesn't say much, but aunt wako makes up for it, I feel like they have that kind of a relationship. So it's not really that bad because uma wakho doesn't say much because aunt ukhona, and aunt was the one who was talking a lot, but uma wakho just looked upset about the whole thing, and she looks like she will never accept it indaba ukuthi ingane yakhe iyokana esithenjini. She's upset ukuthi umuntu ongakuthanda ukukhuluma. She's upset ukuthi yazi ungifake ekukhulumeni okuningi because there's so much that I had to answer for, from family, from friends, from abantu engabazi. Even ethi sometimes I'm just walking, abantu bathi hayi ingane yakho in, and I have to talk ke manje ngi-explain leyo nto. That wasn't fair, and I think what's upset at the end, I did see what, yes, she did put them under so much stress. And uma wakho was listen, indoda istressa kabi, iyodwa nje, iyodwa ingahambi nasithembi, ingahambi nalutho, iyastress indoda. Now usuzoba nabanye, and you don't even know ukuthi wena owokugcina. So usho lo ukuthi trust me, uzobe ukhala, umcamelo wakho uzobe uba manzi every day ukhala because of indoda. Why would you do that? Abafana bengaka, amadoda engaka, that you can get if ukuthi ubufuna ukulokhuza, if uthi ubufuna ukugana, uyamtshela nje manje ukuthi ayishe ngifuna udlala ngawo, usazohlupheka if ukuthi ungena esithenjini. And I think enye into nje ba surprise is that they don't have a history yesithembu kwi-family yabo, so they don't understand ukuthi uyithatha nje indaba yelokhuza nesithembu. Listen guys, I do feel like indaba yokuthi ene ku-TV now, these shows that we see on TV akhuluma ngesithembu, even though I think maybe intention yabo, well, outside of make money, because the first goal is for them to make money. That's why they do these shows. But I think ukuthi part of it they wanted to show us ukuthi abantu bayaphila kanjena when it comes to isithembu, kuphileke and all of that. But with that has come people just thinking it's kuqala bekushoka indaba yesithembu. Now it doesn't shock us, and I feel like I don't know if it's a good thing for our kids to even know ukuthi kunento eyisithembu, because then they're going to be thinking of getting into these relationships that they think ukuthi it's a trend ungena kuona, and they don't know ukuthi ene basifaka enkingeni enjani. You know, I just feel like that sometimes these shows do that. Now you've got this young kid who's talking about isithembu, kanti before mhlambe bebezothi bamtshela ngesithembu athi isithembu sanini yona leyo, hayibo angenzi mina leyo nto, you know. So it has normalized indaba yokungena esithenjini. But I feel like into Mzansi Magic that they have done bangayenza kahle. For an example, I feel like Musamselek, when he took this show, Umnakwethu, maybe he should have said, no, I'll take the show, the show. But here are the conditions, okay? Number one, before you come, uzokwenza this show, I want to know ukuthi unkosikazi okokuqala umlobolile, wamqeda, wamshada. All that is due to your wife as unkosikazi okokuqala. You have done it. That's number one. Number two, I want to know that financially you can take care of your first wife, but you can also take care of this other wife, the Ozombis. Number three, before we even go on the show, I'm going to talk to your wife. I want to hear ukuthi, are they happy in this relationship? Are they being taken care of? So that we don't bring in a situation where unkosikazi vele feels abused with relationship, they don't have a say, and then we come now simcindezela with another wife. I think they really could have done this show differently. Now we have umuntu onentombi efuna ukuba nenye intombi, and then ambize ngonkosikazi lo oqala athi uzothatha unkosikazi wesibili, but akamlobolile even lo oqala. It doesn't sit well. They've decided to do it that way. Mzansi Magic, they could have done it differently, but they chose to do it this way. Even if ungamshadile umuntu, but uyazi uzothi ufuna ukuthi umuntu abe nomnakwethu, umnakweni wani intombi lezi, you know. So I got off I got off track, but ulona ends up saying, you know what, uxolisile bandla kubazali bakho, and shares ukuthi uyaxolisa because she didn't think about how it was going to affect them, and now seeing what has happened after the show, it really is, it's sad for her to see it, and she says "Listen, right now she's confused on what to do. I'm glad you are confused, because if you are confused, then it means there's a chance that you might change your mind, because this is just ridiculous. And now ke babuyelele kuMamchunu. uMamchunu uhlala kambe eSoweto. Lapha kuMamchunu noqondanisa uMamchunu, uMamchunu is always looking, and working on her laptop, uthi une-report to submit. Uhlinile nje, mase sihlinile endlini. Uhlinile kodwa uyabo ukuhlina khona ukuthi uhline kodwa manje usufuna ukuhleka kodwa bewuhlinile usuhline for a long time ukuthi sekunzima ukuthi uhleke. I think uMamchunu is going through that. She wanted to smile and laugh, but she just couldn't. And ulona uqondanisa is asking ukuthi abakhiphe benolona. I had to go, and just because it's tempo now, ulona uqondanisa can't just say ukuthi it's ngikhiphe Mamchunu wedwa, sekufanele yonke into ifake ulokhuzana ukaMazibuko, and but kufuna ukubakhipha, ends up uyavuma ulokhuzana, uyavuma uMamchunu ngoba uthe ngicela ungicele kahle, wase waguqa ke phansi lo nqondanisa. Angazi usibamthandelani that guy, yazi. Angazi nje but ke umyeni wakhe, so waguqa ke wacela ukuthi abakhipha. I wonder ukuthi uzoba yisaphi. Yeah, I wonder. So sizobakhipha, uyababuza ukuthi okay owesithathu ke nakezini, uthi hayibo hayi lo nje sisakude kabi naye ukuthi ahambe, but ahlanganiswe lana, and then she's like, oh, okay, no, we can go, but right now I have a report to submit. So she continues working, and then ke aqede ke, and she does say in interview ukuthi hayi vele njoba because he ended up kissing her hand. Uzama nje ukumthambisa, and ubethamba uMamchunu, but bengakhombisa ebusweni ukuthi ulokhuzile uthambile. But that was the episode yethu this week. Here's the comment that I want to make about this show. Both ilokhuzana Umnakwethu Happily Ever After and Uthando Nesithembu are shows zeMzansi Magic, and but the quality of what we see kulama shows also is different. I don't know why they choose to do it that way. At some point I thought ukuthi it's my TV, ukuthi abantu bakuMnakwethu Happily Ever After baphaphathekile. You can take the cord, babe. Baphaphathekile, and oh no, but the lighting. Sorry guys, ungayithathi live. But the lighting yelokhuzana ye-show is so different from ulokhuzana Uthando Nesithembu. Ngathi baphaphathekile khona into abangayenzi kahle when it comes to this particular show. So equality yayo is like kuba ngathi nje amanye ama-scenes bashutha kumthuqasi. I really would love for uMzansi Magic to improve their lighting when it comes to ilokhuzana Umnakwethu Happily Ever After. I think they're not doing justice to this show. I think they put so much on Uthando Nesithembu. We would like to see the same with this one as well. Just the quality of ilokhuzana show to be a little bit more improved. That's just what I wanted to say, because I felt like okay, maybe it's my TV quality TV, but then I thought but Uthando Nesithembu, I watched it with the same TV and it just looked different. So then I was like, no, then it must be they're doing something different with this show. There's something that they're doing for Uthando Nesithembu that they're not doing for ilokhuzana. And really, we want to watch better shows. So we want to watch good shows. We want to watch good quality. So they need to do whatever it is that they're doing for Uthando Nesithembu. They need to do that for the show. Guys, please like this video. And if you have watched this video until here, please comment below, because you are like a hero. You are a star. And you have data for days. And share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Guys, kulabo abathanda itori ngizonibona today 12 p.m. ngenithanda kakhulu.